I'm Jimi Hendrix. Are you ready to be experienced? Because I'm about to take you on a journey through my best and worst moments. I'm going to start where it all started. I got my first guitar at 15 years old, and it was $5. It was also left-handed. It was also right-handed, and I'm left-handed. So I had to restring the whole thing. Until that time, I was busy playing one-string ukuleles and brooms. And when I was born in November 27th, 1974, my father was in France for World War II. So I was raised by my mother, Lucille Jetter, and she was an alcoholic. But I totally adored her. She was the person I grew up with. And she named me Johnny. And my dad at the time thought he was being cheated on by a man named Johnny. So we came home and changed my name to his name, which is James Marshall Hendrix. So my name is actually James Marshall Hendrix. And so once I started, so then my parents got divorced and my mother died very close to that. And when that happened, all those horrific events happened. I clung to my guitar to help me through the sadness and such emotional terror I had. And when my dad got me the guitar, he told me it was to keep me off the streets. But that didn't actually work out. I was caught driving around stolen cars twice. And it was either going to jail or go to the Army. I didn't like either of the facts, but I decided to join the Army. So dropped out of high school and went to Frankfort, Kentucky, and started training. I soon volunteered as a paratrooper, which is jumping out of planes. And I left my guitar at home for my training and going to the Army. And at that time, it reminded me how much I loved the music and loved that instrument. So I called up my dad and told him to send me my guitar. Soon, the passion for that instrument became the joke of all the privates and everybody. But I didn't care. It was always my escape. So I tried playing wherever I could, in front of anybody. So I soon met my friend Billy Cox, and he was a bassist. And he's like, well, let's make a band. And I was like, okay, they're not gonna like it. So our name was the King Casuals, and we became the entertainment for Army, for all the privates there. And so on my I got kind of tired of the whole, I couldn't have my own freedom. I was always being told what to do, that's the Army. And so my 26th jump out of my plane, not my plane, but I jumped out. I ended up breaking my back and got a medical discharge. Perfect timing, right? I couldn't stand it anymore. So I got out, and 2 months later, Bill got out too. And I was like, dude, Billy, let's go to Nashville. And so 2 months later, we headed to Nashville and brought back the King Casuals. And soon after that, we were playing in little low-paying bars. And we got invited to go on all these R&B road tours with B.B. King, who I listened to all the time. I taught myself to play the guitar by listening to B.B. King's and Muddy Waters, and a bunch of other R&B stars. And I soon got caught up with, everyone was jealous of me, because I was better than them, obviously. And my hair and my style was just, everyone liked it. And so I kind of went out, and I got hooked up with this guy named Little Richard. And I got with his manager, and I was kind of going bands, and they gave me more space. They let me do my own thing while they just stay in the background, because obviously I was the person that people came to see. So that ended up breaking apart really quick, and I hooked up with another one. This guy was the night's manager, and he had all these illegal entailments with my career and stuff, so it definitely affected my career, and I backed out immediately. And then a girlfriend of a Rolling Stones guitarist saw me play, and he hooked up with the boyfriend and told the bassist of the Animals to come see me. And so I immediately got a call from the bassist of the Animals and said, hey, you should come to London. And I was just kind of like, no, like I already got played by this other manager. I'm not sure if I want to go. Ended up going, so I said, you're the real deal, that's cool. And so then he changed my name to Jimi for a more edgier look. Pretty edgy, right? And then I went to all these things, and we started this band called the Jimi Hendrix Experience. And we had a bassist who was actually a guitar player, and he was trying out for the Animals to be a guitar player, but he got stuck with me. And an R&B drummer called Mitchell. And me and Mitchell, our chemistry together was amazing. We were the people to see. And so we started all of that, and we got our first album out, and I was being flocked by women. I mean, flocked. And I was said to be the first black sex symbol, which was awesome for me. And then after that first album came out, that's when my liking for LSD and marijuana started to become a thing for me. And I was also said to cut on my forehead and drench my bandana in LSD so it can go right to my bloodstream, which who knows if that's true or not. And so after all of that, we played huge shows in London and all around Europe. And then in 1967, I came back to the States for the Monterey International Pop Festival. And it was said to be a random, weird concert of Foxy Lady. I played Foxy Lady. And that's when I ended up having my ceremony for my guitar. I put lighter fluid all over it. It was on fire. Crashed it 7 times before throwing it at the crowd. I want to go back to that day because I loved seeing my whole crowd in awe. They were worshipful, but just kind of scared at the same time. I liked that feeling. They were kind of scared of me, but they were also like. So that was really fun. And what I liked about having my ceremony for my guitar is that I kind of felt like music was my religion. I looked at it, and it was my musical church, playing the guitar up on stage in front of people. And so soon after that, I went to another one where I played the Star Spangled Banner on my guitar, and it was said to be my iconic concert. Both those concerts got me huge popularity in the United States, which I enjoyed. And then Woodstock. That was awesome. Sorry, that was Woodstock. And soon after Woodstock, 2 weeks after Woodstock, I wanted to do a concert for my people in Harlem, which was my home. I considered it my home. My people were the black people. Got up on stage, was around the mic. Immediately I got a bottle smashed at me. Eggs were flying everywhere. I didn't care, I just played. Again, it's always been a place where I could go, just get away from everything. So I played until the crowd disappeared. I was shocked. I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought the black people would consider this, but they looked at me as the Uncle Tom of music, that I was a black man playing white music, which I thought it was just my music. I didn't understand where they were coming from. So, in the 1990-something, I ended up, my manager ended up leaving, the whole Jimi experience left, and I was creating my 4th album then, by myself with just all these other people. And it was more funk than his album, but people thought it was my worst album yet. And I ended up going to all these different shows in Europe, and it was kind of all a blur. I totally don't remember. Full of fans, paparazzi, everything. And on September 17th, 1984, I was looking for a full night's sleep before I returned to New York to finish my 4th album. And so I asked my girlfriend Monica, she was a babe, let me tell you, and she had these really awesome German sleeping pills. But she didn't let me know that the dosage was half a pill, so I took 9, because I wanted a full sleep, so I thought 9 was a good number. And so I mixed it with alcohol, drugs, all kinds of stuff, which probably wasn't a good idea, but I did it anyways. And I ended up dying on my bed by choking on my vomit because I needed to clear my windpipe. There was an overdose. I wanted a full night's sleep. And ended up dying in England and in London. London and was married in Seattle, Washington. I never wanted to be the best guitar player. I never thought I was. The only thing I wanted to do was create music that everyone enjoyed, but not necessarily everybody. I didn't care if people enjoyed it or not. Just that I wanted to impress a large group that actually meant something. I wanted to compact somebody with my music. I didn't care about the money. I didn't care about the drugs. I didn't care about the girls. I just wanted my music to mean something to somebody.
So, Jimmy, how old were you when you passed away?
I was 27 and my mainstream career was 4 years. So
Isn't that short? So it was really spooky because at that time he was about the third or fourth rock star guy at the age of 27. So they say that 27 is that curse. How old was Kurt Cobain?
27.